Hello Guardians, welcome back to DTR. This is WrightWayGaming. Today I bring you this video covering the Iron Banner weapon and armour rolls. So to begin with, you need to get your butts over to Ifrit at the Iron Temple, right there, yeah. So you then need to open up her precious inventory and have a look at what she's got to sell. So I first want to start off by saying that the armour that Ifrit always sells is always above a 95% stat roll. For example, on cloaks for a hunter, a maximum stat roll can be 35, so 100% would be 35-35. You'll never see a stat lower than 32 or 33 from Ifrit. So, to start off with, I'm a hunter, so here are the two cloaks she's selling this time round. The first one is a 100% roll, because it's got 35 in both intellect and discipline. The second one is actually a 96% roll, because it's got a 33 on strength, but it's a 35 discipline. So again, you always get the two different stat changes. So on this one, it's got discipline on both, but one's got strength, one's got intellect. So for example, I would go for the intellect discipline roll there, just because I want to increase how often I get my super. Next up, we have helmets. The first one is a 98% roll, because it's got 64-64, meaning it's got one stat off the maximum possible stat on both those rolls. And it's an intellect discipline roll, again, similar to the first one there. The second helmet is a discipline strength roll with 64-65, which is actually a 99% stat roll, because it's just got the 1 point missing. In my personal opinion, if you're aiming for a tier 12 character, you should always buy every single one of these, because having the variability is great. And quite frankly, 25, I nearly said 50, 25 legendary marks is nothing. It's nothing. I could gain them in my sleep. Probably can't, but you know, I'm just being confident. Next up, we have the weapons. So the first weapon is the Branded Lord fusion rifle with arc damage. Let's just wait for it to load. There we go. So the sights are all pretty standard. I tend to roll accurized ballistics just because I feel it's more accurate. Don't know why, but between them two there's not really any difference. The first two perks are perfect balance and braced frame. I would probably go with braced frame. Simple fact is perfect balance gives you less stability than braced frame does, but braced frame reduces your magazine size to 3. But quite frankly, on a fusion rifle you're not going to need more than 3 shots to kill someone, and if you're perfect, 3 shots will give you 3 kills, but you'd have to be pretty damn precise with your shots. The next two perks are okay perks, but in my opinion they're not great. It's enhanced battery and lightweight. Out of them two I'd go lightweight, because of the simple fact you're going to move faster, you're going to be harder to catch, making you a lot easier to survive in any environment really. And then lastly, the last two perks are unflinching and rangefinder, which are probably two quite godly perks, especially with the way flinching has changed in the last few patch notes. But personally, on a fusion rifle you want to go with rangefinder, because even if you get flinched with a fusion rifle because of the spray of the weapon, it's not going to make much difference. So that rangefinder perk is going to make a massive difference for you. Personally, I won't be buying this weapon this week because I don't see it as a god roll. I see it as a good roll, but not a god roll. Mainly because in this middle slot here, I would like to see something like rifle barrel or hammer forged, something to increase the base stat range. Well, that increases the range where you're aiming down sights, turning this thing into a laser beam. One shot kill at most ranges. So yep, I won't be buying that this week, but the next scout I possibly would do, and that is the Distant Star scout rifle. Iron dot red sight all day long. I would never really use any of the others. And the first two perks are again perfect balanced and hand laid stock. There's a lot of love for stability perks this week, a lot of love. And again, out of these two, it's actually the opposite way around. I would not go with the hand laid stock, I would go with the perfect balance, because on a scout rifle they handle quite nicely as they are, so losing the range just isn't worth it in my opinion. So perfect balance there. Next two, full auto and high caliber rounds. There's only one perk to go for here in my eyes, and that's the high caliber rounds, because a full auto on a scout rifle is a waste of time. You can pull your trigger just as fast as that is going to fire. Don't use full auto in my eyes. The high caliber rounds will make players flinch and will give you an advantage, so that is the perk to go for. And the last two perks, both godly perks on certain weapons, but in my opinion Icarus on a scout rifle is useless. Don't use it. If you're using a scout rifle, you do not want to be firing this gun in the air. You want your feet firmly planted on the ground while you're taking shots at the player's head, which gives hidden hand the go ahead on this role. So do not use Icarus, use hidden hand. People might argue with me there, but if they do, it's a preference thing in my eyes, but I would always go hidden hand because I'm not going to be jumping at people when I'm firing this gun. That, ladies and fellow guardians alike, is my update on the Iron vendor, Lady Ifrit. Or if I enjoyed watching, this was WrightWayGaming, and I'll see you in the Iron Banana.
So be it.